Oh no, sorry about that. I don't think my Wi-Fi is as good as it should be. I switched over to cellular, so hopefully it will do us good and be strong for this whole session. So anyways, I have Jade back here. I had to replace them. They had mosaic disease, so I've got just this one left. And you can see the mosaic in the leaves. Mosaic virus is not contagious, but it will affect growth and the bloom output, and it will over time end up leading to the plant dying. And so I bought this bare root from David Austin. It is actually its sixth year. I planted this garden in 2019. Uh, and so I'm gonna have to go back and edit a couple of videos because I wrote that they were fifth year, and this is actually our sixth year. So anyways, I've got Bliss growing next to it. I absolutely loved it. It was recommended to me because it looked a lot like Evelyn, and it does. So I've got those growing. I got some butterfly bushes. I got these from Jackson Perkins, and great growth. They're bare root. They look fantastic so far. And the butterfly bushes is the Puckster Amethyst, and that looks great too. So I love Jackson Perkins. I try to order from them all the time. A little on the pricier side, but it's usually pretty worth it. Some of the things I've gotten from them I've had to return. They've had mold or mildew on them, and they honored their refund policy immediately. Not a problem at all. So this one I got off of the Etsy seller for um, it was sold to me as English wedding rose. You can tell we've had a lot of rain. And you're going to see it in the botrytis splotches on there. That's what that's from. So as you can tell, we've got a little bit of black spot, not too bad. So I want to say that it is Juliet, but I can't say for certain because it was sold to me just as English wedding rose, but I love it. Strong fragrance. I can't remember the Etsy seller. It was either High Country Garden or High Garden Roses or Organzi. I bought them for both of them, and I've been very happy with both of them. And then this guy in the back is my Zephyrin Druin. It's supposed to be a climber, and it probably will. This is third year, bare root. She's not exactly cane hardy for me, so she's going to grow probably more as a large bush. And you're going to see that a lot where I have a lot of climbers that I grow more as bushes. So back here, this is where I have Munstead Wood growing. I have three. I've bought probably six, and I've killed four. And so, or I've probably bought seven and killed four. It does not like wet clay. So some springs I get heavy amounts of rain and I just can't keep it alive. They don't like those wet roots. I had Lady Emma Hamilton in the back, and those did not survive. She also doesn't like wet legs. And so I replaced it with Strike It Rich, which I love. I had it in a different place and I brought it up here because, and then I've got Tess Duberville's back here. So this is a climber that is not exactly cane hardy for me. So she grows more as a tall shrub. And so what I do is I just have her growing laterally in my fence posts. All climbing roses do better blooming if you have the shoots go lateral, if you put them out. Then they send up typically little offshoots that go up from like here, and then they'll bloom off of that. And so that's worked really nicely for me. So this Munstead Wood this is first year bare root for it. I just got it. David Austin started putting that one out again after they had stopped releasing it for years. And so I went and grabbed it up while I could. Top-notch fragrance, one of the strongest fragrant roses I've ever had. Let's see if I can get a better bloom. So now this one is the most susceptible to black spot. And as you can see, I've already got a little bit. I usually don't get a whole lot in the spring. I get it mostly in the fall. This is Fiji. This is our growth this year. Not the best. I used to have two, but I think one of them had RD, so I got rid of it. But honestly, I think it was Chili Thrips, not so much RD. And I wish I would have kept it. But, oh well. So this one I thought was African Sunset. I am not sure what it is. It's probably a landscape rose, maybe Oh So Easy. I'm not super sure. It does its job. It's okay. I like how it's not, doesn't have a lot of black spot on it. So this one back here is Abraham Darby. This would be 6-year bare root. And as you can tell, we've had a little bit of balling. So when you see this brown, around here. We're not opening up all the way. That's balling. It's from excessive rain, and there's not much you can do about it. Sometimes I'll kind of loosen up the petals a little bit, and that'll help it bloom. But otherwise, it's usually just something you have to deal with. So I've not sprayed this year at all. Um, I've gotten a little bit of Alaskan fish fertilizer. Other than that, I didn't do anything for a pesticide or herbicide this year. I had a whole row of roses that died last year. And I think it was from the herbicide or pesticide that I used for Japanese beetles. So we're going to do something completely different this year. We'll figure it out. And you can see I've got weeds growing here, and I usually use herbicide, but I think that also contributed to the death of my roses. So we're doing something completely different this year. I'm committed to doing things all natural. I'll figure it out. These weeds are driving me crazy, but I don't want to put chemicals near my roses anymore. Okay, so let's go back over here. So just keep that in mind. Nothing for black spot this year. So this is Benjamin Britten. I've got 3. So also 6 here. Bare root I got straight from David Austin. He gets really leggy for me. By the end of the year, we're absolutely at 6, 8 feet. And so I usually do a heavy pruning in between and then let it, regrow. Puts out tons of blooms, super strong fragrance. I definitely recommend this guy. As you can tell, we're not suffering too much from black spot. Doing pretty good. So this is my Golden Celebration. This is about full size. And so we get between 4 to 5 feet wide and about 4 to 5 feet tall. Super strong fragrance, very citrusy. I can smell it from across the yard. I love this rose. Now the blooms don't last too long. They will shatter. As you can kind of see, I've had a lot of rain lately and thunderstorms, but a beautiful rose. I would get it again. Absolutely. Then down here, I've got Royal Jubilee. I've got 3 of them. And I like this rose. I do. It's not my favorite. I think it's because it's slow to repeat. And as you can see, the blooms don't always last the longest. They do shatter pretty easy. As to whether or not I would get it again, I probably would. I really like the way it looks with the salvia. So pretty disease resistant. This is also 6-year bare root. There's that one. This one is LD Braithwaite from David Austin. It's marketed as a red rose. And as you can see in the sun, we are really hot pink, which is okay. That's all right. But if you're wanting a true red rose, this is not the guy for you. And so he has usually a little bit more. He gets whiter for me um, than this. And you can kind of see where he's kind of sprawled out a little bit too. A little bit black spot already in the year, but not too bad. Pretty strong fragrance. Let's see. Yeah, old tea. So not too bad. So here we have Brother Cadfael. And then I had one that I'm not sure if they had RRD or chili thrips really bad. I just took it out to be safe. I didn't want to mess with it. And so I wanted something that looked similar to Brother Cadfael, just kind of go with the color scheme. And so I went with Summer Romance. And so I heard this one's supposed to be a beast. Now often I get promised it's going to be a beast, and then I get like maximum 3 feet growth because it's just not cane hardy. So we will see. This is 2nd-year bare root. I got it from Edmunds, and I've been very happy with everything I've gotten from Edmunds so far. So she has a strong fragrance. It's old tea. And so for 2nd-year bare root, I'm pretty happy with that. And look, I don't hardly see any black spot at all, so it looks pretty healthy. I'm very excited to see how that one will do. And we got Brother Cadfael. So this guy has mosaic disease. I don't know if I can see an example. It's starting to disappear on me. So over time, we've decreased in bloom, decreased in growth. And you can tell we've got a little bit of black spot too. I haven't sprayed or anything this year. It is what it is. So in the past, I've used Bayer 3-in-1. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. I don't know if it got sprayed with something. It shouldn't have. Okay, so anyways, big peony-like blooms. They're massive. I love this rose. I got it because it reminds me of peonies. And so I would get this again. I would. It's not the biggest or the best repeat bloomer, but I love the way the blooms look. And it's got a pretty strong fragrance, old tea, old tea. So it's Brother Cadfael, and that's from David Austin. And I saw that they re-released this one and they're selling it again, which I'm very happy about. I might just get the third one and move Summer Romance. So let's go up here. We'll just kind of circle around. Hopefully my internet service will still be good. So this is all dressed up here, and this is Earth Angel. I moved it. I just haven't been super happy with the blooms from Earth Angel. It just wasn't what it was advertised for me. My with my zone, I get late freezes all the way up until May, but usually until April for sure. So my growing season is significantly shorter than most other people's. And so I don't know if it's because of that why I don't get the big blooms that other people get, or Lord knows I've used every different type of fertilizer on it. So I'm not sure. We get a little bit of shade, so I'll have to trim back these branches so it can bloom more. Roses won't typically bloom as much if they're not in full sun. They'll leaf out plenty, but they won't always bloom. So this is all dressed up, not bloomed yet, but looking good. From Edmonds, this is third year bare root. I'm excited to see what we're going to do. Okay, so this is Royal Doll. So I had 3, and I had one that perished. I'm pretty sure it's from gophers eating the roots. Nothing to the plant's fault. So it's listed on the website as vigorous growth, and it's not for me. This is about it. Now, understandably, it's next to a tree line and doesn't get full sun. Either which way, it's one of my favorite roses. I'm pretty partial to peach-colored roses, so we're looking more yellow right now. Strong fragrance, fruity and old tea, and pretty good with the foliage. Not too much black spot. And then I put Vanessa Bell over here, and we're not quite bloomed just yet, so we'll have to wait on her for that one. So then we got Bosco Bell. So Bosco Bell. So I've got mosaic disease with this one. You can tell right here. It's a good example of it right here. And so it's just not been a very vigorous grower for me. But I loved the blooms on it, the watermelon colored blooms, and the strong fragrance. And so this guy I brought from my old house, so it's actually about its 10th year. I transplanted it in 2019. And so it takes some time in between each bloom session. It's slow to repeat. But I love the fragrance. I love the coloring. Okay, so this is Charlotte. I've been so thoroughly impressed with this one this year. It has taken, so it's 6th year, and it's taken this whole time to really put out this vigorous growth on all these blooms, but I'm loving it. Look how big these are. It's just Charlotte. So the fragrance is probably like mild to moderate, and almost has like a licorice to it. Very nice. A little bit of black spot, not too much. Remember, I didn't spray this year, but I've been really happy with it. I'm not sure David Austin still sells this one or not. I think they do, but really pretty yellow. So down here I've got Gertrude Jekyll. Now I've moved this one. I don't know how many times. I've got one here, here, and here. I bought them as a 2-quart size from David Austin, and those are all own root, or at least they used to be. And they came to me as twigs. And so these are 10 years old. And so I've moved them, trying to find a happy place for them. I don't think it's ever going to get to be the climber that it's advertised to be. So I'm going to try growing it as a shrub and see how we do with that. So speaking of, so over here, I've got Princess Anne of Kent, or Alexandra of Kent. I've had 9 of these. I've killed them all but 2. And so, as you can tell, I've got Dr. Huey growing where the other ones were. So I'm just going to graft. I'm going to try it. I'm going to graft them onto that. So I'm going to let this finish growing. I'm going to trim these canes down. I'm going to try my hand at grafting her back onto there and see. And so I have Wollerton Old Hall, and I grow it as a bush here. So I had it planted along my tree line. It never did very good for me. And then I went to a rose park up in Kansas City, and they have a lot of David Austin's growing as shrubs there. They've got Crown Princess Marguerite growing as a shrub, and Graham Thomas growing it as a shrub as well. So that's what I'm going to do with it. It's not cane hardy for me. So I think that's why it doesn't get to climbing levels. And so I got my Crown Princess Margareta here. Um, Same thing. I bought 4 of these as bare root or own root, and this is 10 years old. This is the growth we've got. So we're doing so much better this year. It likes where it's at. It's perfect. I'm gonna leave it there and see how she does. I don't care. I've seen her as big as a bus. I don't care if she gets as big as a bus. Is one of my favorite roses. As I said, I'm a sucker for peach colored roses. We're getting kind of towards the end of the spring flush, unfortunately. I kind of wanted to do this video before that spring flush completely faded away. But I work night shift. I'm in healthcare. I'm a respiratory therapist, so my time is limited. This is Laguna. So I think this is going to get to be a beast. I may have to move her. But I love her. I mean, she's got great growth. Hot pink for sure. And I've just kind of intertwined her. So climbing roses do better laterally. So I'll probably go over and then up again. Great disease resistance. I would absolutely recommend this rose. Fragrance is mild to moderate. Old tea. This is Flortina. Holy cow. So sometimes they're bees, sometimes they're not. And this one is everything that they promised. So this one's from Cortez. And I love it. I absolutely love this rose. Look how big it's getting. I had 4, so I only have 2 left. And deeply cupped roses. And let's see about the fragrance. I would say pretty mild to, I would say moderate, really. Almost fruity, which I was surprised. I would think that would be more of an old tea. But as you can see, these, it's more of a true red. And even in the sun, there's not even that much fading. Maybe a little bit. But if you're looking for a true red climber, I think this is it for you. I've grown Red Eden, but I kill it every time. So I can't tell you a comparison, but I think it's pretty close. I do have a regular Eden over here. This is, look at all the black spot. So this is our 2nd year bare root, so we'll see what we can do with that one. Okay, so this is my Bordeaux bed. It's another Cortez. Not much on the fragrance, but boy, oh boy, look at those blooms. This is the end of the first flush. And so I got this because I wanted a big color impact, not so much on the fragrance, and it didn't disappoint. And so we got a nice deep ruby red as new ones, and then it kind of fades to a magenta. They last about average on the rose, about maybe 5 to 6 days. But I've been very pleased with it. We get it again, 100%. And then I got double red knockouts. This is my first rose. This is my intro to rose. And look, guys, look, it's not fancy like the David Austins, but do you know how much money they put into making this rose, breeding it? I mean, it's $1 million rose. And it's got all the qualities of $1 million rose, maybe minus the fragrance. Huge bloom production, and that's what I put it. I like it for the color and easy to take care of. And then I've got lemon fizz down here. I cannot believe how good these smell. I was really surprised. I bought it as a landscape rose just for the color, and it is really spicy. It's, I don't know, like a clove. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I want to say it's a Cortez as well, but don't quote me on that. I thought it was a Colorscape. Lemon fizz. But there's those 2 beds. So we'll go back over. So we got Woollerton Hall. We got Princess Alexandra of Kent. We got Gertrude Jekyll. So this is St. Cecilia. So this is 6-year bare root. I loved the cupped blooms on this one. And so we got some mosaic virus. So eventually I'll have to replace her. She'll die early. But I want, oh, that's a very strong, and it's a myrrh. So it's kind of a licorice fragrance. And so the blooms are usually a little bit bigger on this one. I'm afraid they've already kind of shattered from the storm. So this is probably a smaller one. They usually get to be a little bit bigger. So very pretty, light pink. This is double amber. I got this from Edmunds. Um, let me make sure. Oh, this is green veranda. Sorry. So this is by Cortez. It's a smaller rose that's only supposed to get to be maybe 2 to 3 feet. This is second year bare root. Um, I don't think it has much of a fragrance. Maybe a light to moderate. And I've been very happy with it so far. Nice glossy foliage. So I got Lady of Shallot back here. And then this is Carding Mill for me. So we just missed some great big blooms. I finally got, after 6 years, we finally got to be that full softball sized blooms that everybody else has. And so super strong fragrance. I love the coloring. It's an orange that fades more to a light yellow. And so we just kind of missed it. But I'm very happy with it. I would get it again 100%. It's not the most vigorous grower for me. And you can tell it's a little bit of black spot. But I love it for the color, and I love it for the fragrance. So that's Carding Mill. And this is, I want to say Sweet Inspiration, no fragrance. And it's just like a landscape rose, nothing fancy. But I was very happy with it when I got it a couple of years ago, and so I kept it. I like it for the color back here. So then I got another Lady of Shallot back here. And then I've got Sophie's Rose here. So this one's also 6-year bare root. You don't see this one too much. It's kind of a hot pink, almost a red with a newer. So pretty vigorous growth, not too bad. And pretty good repeat in between. It always lags in the summer and the heat, but that's okay. So there's that one. So I've got a whole medley of stuff up here. So this is one of the beds I really have to weed. You'll just have to, if you got OCD like me, just grin it and bear it with me. We're just going to go through it. And I'm only one person. I can only do so much. So I got Coral Knockout here. As you can tell, I struggle with this area right in through here. It gets very dry, but yet this down here, it gets very wet. And so I always forget to water this side, and that's why it's so lacking. So this is Ginger Syllabub, and I got that from Rogue Valley. So its own root, it's going to take a little bit longer to get established. This is Dr. Huey. So Dr. Huey's is a rose that they usually graft onto because its roots really take off. And so I'm probably going to graft something else onto that. And then these are pink, double pink knockout roses. I got Guara in the back. I love it. And I got some mallow rose that's trying to die on me. I think it needs more water. I just planted that, so obviously I need to do better with the watering. And then some spirea in between. And then these are irises that apparently got a lift so that they'll bloom. So I got Broadway back here. I bought it just from like a box store. And it needs to be trimmed up. This one is Marianne, that is from Rogue Valley. I've been very happy with it. It's a once-a-year bloomer. And then this is Therese Benet. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name too far, but I believe it's a rugosa. It is super cane hardy. Look, if you're in zone like 5 or 4, this gal will last for you. And I believe she's rated to zone 4. Strong spring flush with some repeat in between and another strong fall flush. And I'm using it to grow the hedge. I've got a couple of them that are in here. Okay, so I got more Lady of Shallot. It was told to me as Lady Gardner. It's not. It's Lady of Shallot. And you could tell. It's too bright and coppery to be Lady Gardner. And that's okay. I like Lady of Shallot. You can grow it as a climber in warmer climates. For me, it's not as cane hardy. And so I grow it as a tall shrub. Okay, so we'll keep going. This is Ancient Mariner. So this is the bed. Look, you guys, look at all this. It's I got tons of weeds in here, but I got Morning Glory. We got in here somehow, and that is the scourge of the earth. I can't get rid of it. It's everywhere, and so you'll see it. It's always binding up my roses, and I'm always pulling it out. It drives me nuts. So this is Ancient Mariner. This is 3rd year bare root, I want to say, and I've been very happy with it so far. I don't know that I would get more, but I'm very happy with at least just having the one. And let's see, kind of a mild fragrance. It might be more moderate. So a lot of fragrances are strongest in the morning, and then the mornings the sun will burn off the oils, and so it won't be as stronger as going into the later parts of the day. So the really the best time to judge a rose for its scent and to get the true impact of it would be in the morning. So this is Morden Blush. What a bloom, I mean, machine, especially in the spring. That first flush is amazing. It's one of the first ones to bloom, too. I would make a hedge out of her. Absolutely. And I've considered it, too. So this is Poet's Wife, tangled, swallowed up in weeds. I got to get back here and do better with her, or him. So butter, soft yellow, the grasshopper, blooms, strong fragrance. I do like Poet's Wife. I had 3. I've only got 1 left. Okay. And I think this is gold medal. I'm not super sure. And then I got Heritage back here, also being swallowed up by that Morning Glory. So I love Heritage, but the blooms don't last very long. They shatter pretty easily. Maybe 2 to 3 days. They say that this one was one of the favorites of David Austin Sr. And it's got a strong tea fragrance. That's nice. And so, let me show you. I've got the Ingenious Mr. Fairchild. This is en route. I got it from a buyer online. You can see where the Morning Glory is just eating it up. And so it is known to have twiggy growth. I'm hoping as it gets older, the stems will get thicker and it won't be as droopy. And it's got a strong fruity raspberry fragrance. And so you can kind of see the front here where I've got all the double pink knockouts. I love the knockouts I love them for color and ease of care. So it's perfect for a shrub that's miles away from the house that I don't have to water constantly or spray constantly. I just throw it out up here and it does its thing. Okay, so let's go down this one. So I have a lot of newer roses. This is one of the latest hedges or rows that I put in. So a lot of these are going to be first year. So this is Top Cream. I got that from Edmonds. So not quite ready to bloom just yet. And then this one is Olivia Rose Austin. This is second year bare root, not doing the best. We'll see. And then what do we have here? This is also Top Cream. So this is second root bare root from Edmonds. Happy to see what that's going to turn out. And this guy has got some herbicide damage. And so this hole, we usually spray all of this in through here. And it damages them. So we're not doing that anymore. We're not going to do it because I don't like it damaging the earth. And it's not good for the earth anyways. And so we're going to figure out something different this year. And then this one is Pioneer Spirit. So I've killed this guy a couple of times. I got this last fall and overwintered kind of in my garage. And so we've got some growth growing. So we'll see. We'll see. It's from the Pioneer series from Antique Rose Emporium. They've taken kind of the best of the best and bred them. Some David Austins, some other hybrid teas like Delish. And they bred them. So speaking of, so this one is Wicked Sister. And it's from Antique Rose Emporium. It was bred by Mike Shoup at Texas A&M partner. He works at Texas A&M, and then he breeds it specifically for Antique Rose Emporium. So Wicked Sister is a seedling of Abraham Darby, is what that is. And so I've been very impressed with this one. Got a bit of black spot in there, maybe some rust. A light to moderate fragrance, but this is own root. And this is our second year, so I'm super impressed with this growth. I mean, look at it. This is just second year. I've got 10-year-old David Austins over there that look like they're first years. And so I may have to move her. She might get too big. But so far, I've been super impressed with her. Bloom machine, heat doesn't seem to affect her too much. And so we'll see this year. Then this is Princess Charlene de Monaco. And so I bought this um, just like at Walmart. I love this rose though. I love how frilly the petals are. And it has a strong fragrance. And I love how you can just go out to Walmart, Home Depot, and pick this little gal up. I love that they're offering better roses instead of just the knockouts. And this is one of those roses that if you see it out and about, get it. Get it, you won't regret it. So I got a baby one growing there. And then these are my sweet mademoiselles. So I love this rose so much. Every time I see it, I get one. I can't help myself. I have 6. And so, here they are. Look how big this is. Look at this, you guys. I love this rose. Top notch for beginner or expert rose growers. This is the best rose ever. I love the coloring. Sometimes it's more of an orange. Sometimes it's more of a coral. I think it just depends really on the temperatures. We've had a ton of rain. So you can see the botrytis splotching on there. But as far as disease resistance, pretty dang good. I'm happy with it. For hybrid tea, pretty dang good. Vigorous growth. And let me tell you, the August sun doesn't care. Keeps blooming. An absolute bloom machine. I would absolutely have a hedge of this rose anytime. Strong old tea with a hint of fruitiness, maybe lemon in there. I love it. And then I got Leonardo da Vinci back here. So I have 3 of these, and I bought it from Palatine before they stopped shipping out roses. And I'm afraid to move it because I don't want it to die. I won't be able to get it again. And so we're just growing it right here. Maybe one of these days I'll be bold enough to move it. But this is Leonardo da Vinci. And it's, I can't remember if it's own root or grafted. But this is probably its 4th year. So it doesn't have big blooms, as you can see. But I love the cup shape of them. And there's a strong tea fragrance to it. Okay, so I've got, I can't remember what's growing there. That's all right. I'll have to wait till it blooms. So this Sweet Mademoiselle. This is the Moonlight of Paris. So I have 3 of them. And this was the first to bloom. And so it was recommended to me. So they told me I would absolutely love it. And I do. I do absolutely love this one. I think the patent just ran out on it. And so I've been seeing it everywhere offered. And so it's a hybrid tea. And I've been really happy with it so far. Strong tea fragrance. I'm probably going to have to move it. I didn't think these lilies would get so big. Okay, so this is Scepter d'Isle. So I had her against the fence line. It wasn't doing the best, so I just transplanted her this year. So that's why we're not doing the best. She's a tall one that doesn't get very wide, like a 5 by 6 tall, maybe 2 to 3 feet wide. And so she'll get bigger. And I got her next to my fragrant blush. So I have to apologize. I had put her on there as fragrant masterpiece. It's not. It's fragrant blush. And that's another Pioneer series that's from Antique Rose Emporium. Now, I'm not impressed with the growth on this one. I think this is its 2nd year in this spot. I had it over there along the tree line and it didn't do well. And so I gave it more full sun. And so we'll see. I've been really happy I love the blooms. I love the fragrance. But the growth, not the best. Not the best. And so this is Queen of Elegance. Can't wait to see what it's going to do. I think it's pretty similar to Summer Romance. And then I think this is Earth Angel that I moved. And we'll have to see. She's not doing well. She just got transplanted. So this is my Sidonie. It has a strong spring flush, which you're just kind of seeing it petering out. And then I got Moonlight Romantica right through here. So it's just starting to bloom. And then I had 2 of them die, so I moved my Molinix just this year to help fill in for a yellow rose. So this is the Moonlight Romantica. I had a really pretty one that had a strong peach, like almost a bicolor. But it fell off. So this is what's left. And let's see. Oh, that's a strong tea. Maybe a bit of myrrh in there. And so this is my Star Republic. So look, all the blooms shattered. And so This one has, it blooms twice a year with no repeat in between. And this is another Pioneer series by Antique Rose Emporium. I want to say its parentage is Graham Thomas and another rose that I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's a David Austin parentage one. And so it's supposed to get huge. It's not cane hardy for me. I imagine maybe down south it will get bigger, but not so much for me. We've just been growing it as a shrub rose for now. So as you can tell, Sydney looks terrible this year. So usually I use Bayer 3-in-1, and it's a fertilizer, pesticide, and herbicide. It keeps that black spot at bay. And so we're struggling, but that's okay. And I got this one from High Country Roses. It's based out of Colorado, and the owner, they're super nice. He's so nice. I've gotten so much from him, and I've killed it. And he's pretty good about replacing it. But I think just at a certain point, I just had to own it up and be like, it's my fault. It's not yours. I'm not going to make you replace everything you've sent to me because I've gotten a lot from him and I've killed a lot from him. Super nice guy. So here's Just Joey. I just lucked out and I found it at Walmart, so I snatched it up. But let me tell you, this one in the middle is not Just Joey. I think it is like Chicago Peace. I'll have to post some pictures later and see if you guys can help me identify it. But this is Just Joey. Big ruffled blooms. Love it. So this one was named after his wife. And this is one of the early roses that David Austin used to breed into its program. And so it's a great tea rose. You can tell pretty vigorous growth. This is just second year. I think I've had it. So we'll go to here. This is Princess DeMonico, kind of late on the blooms. This one is Sensuous. Oh, this rose, I've had 6 of them. This is the only survivor. So look, I'm not going to get any more. It just doesn't agree with me. And so I'm not going to get more. It has a strong old tea fragrance, and the blooms are usually much prettier than this. This is just from all the rain, and so it's got some balling. And then this is Desdemona. Oh, the fragrance on this one, absolutely divine, strong tea. I would have a million Desdemonas. So this bed suffered the most last year from herbicide damage. We sprayed herbicide to get rid of all the weeds, and then everything just turned black and died the next day. And so all these are brand new. I'm so upset. I had to replace a whole bunch of roses. So this is a survivor. It's Charles Darwin. As you can tell, lots of herbicide damage. We'll see if it pulls through. I end up getting 2 more because I liked him so much. So we'll see how that goes. This is Bolero, another hybrid tea that I would like quite a bit, a lot like Moonlight of Paris. Great big blooms. It has that old-fashioned double bloom that I like. And then this is Nolna Floss. Just planted it this year, bare root from David Austin. I haven't had her yet, so we'll see how that one does. This is Princess Charlene DeMonico. Did very well. This is just second year I've had her. This is Eustacia Bai. Now look, of all these roses that have died over here from herbicide damage, she was one that was greatly affected. And look how much she's rebounded. Look at her. She looks so healthy you can't even tell. I love this rose. Strong tea fragrance and beautiful blooms. I've seen the comparison side by side with Evelyn, and she's pretty dang close. So she's another one. If you can't get your hands on Evelyn, you can try her. Eustacia Bai. That and Bliss. Bliss is another close one. So this is Almwick. I've got tomato cages because I've got German Shepherds that like to sit in my mulch and wallow and knock over my brand new roses. And so this is a good way for me to keep them away from them. So these are Almwick. And then this is the new Danahue. So I got it because it reminded me of Jude the Obscure. And so haven't seen blooms just yet. I can't wait to see it. This one has died. And so I contacted David Austin. They're usually pretty good about replacing roses. Every now and then I've had troubles with them. But if you're pretty persistent with it, they will refund you. They have a 5-year guarantee. And so then this one is, I got this from High Country Roses. Marchesa Bocella. I'm going to have to find a new tag because I will lose that. Then this is Evelyn. I have a daughter named Evelyn, and I wanted this rose forever and ever and ever. And David Austin finally re-released her. And so I'm excited to see the blooms. I don't even have buds yet, so we'll wait. Oh, I might have a little bit on this one. Maybe. So we'll see what she has to show for me. But looking very healthy so far. I'm so happy. I was so worried that I would end up losing one, because I always end up losing at least one. So we'll go back up here. I've got a couple more. I'm not going to do this. I might show you the backyard. It needs to be weeded. It looks atrocious. It looks terrible. But I'm only one person. I can only do so much. And I just work on one bed at a time. And so you can see my rose destroyer. Wait, they'll go popping. So I just threw in, these are Meadlands, and they're just like a ground cover landscaping rose. I just threw those in. It'd be easy to care for. I got Constant Gardener growing back here. Just put her in last year, Bare Root, or Generous Gardener, I believe is her name. Look at that growth. Nice and shiny. Looking good so far. Then this one is a rose I got off an Etsy seller. It's supposed to be climbing. We'll see. Oh, look at that tag. So that's the name, part of it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Not even going to try. But the blooms remind me a lot of Juliet. And so we'll see. And then this one, I believe, is Constance Spry. No, it's not. It's Wollerton. Just remembered. Constance Spry died. This is Wollerton. An extra. And you can see that mosaic disease on there. Look. Okay. So over here, I've just got some wisteria and peonies. I did put in, this is Magnolia Memories. This is also from, look at all that poison ivy. This is also from Antique Rose Emporium. I had 5 of them. This is the only surviving one. I got it as a hedge rose to put in this bed back here, but not very hardy, apparently. That's the only survivor. Some Sarah Bernhardt peonies. And then I've just put in Stelling Homes back here. I love apple blossoms. It's a childhood memory of mine. And so I wanted a rose that reminded me of it, and that fit the bill. And so it's supposed to bloom. Look at, it's mostly shade. Look how much is blooming. I just planted this just this year, bare root. We already look good. So we'll just kind of ignore this over here. I just threw in some landscape roses this year. This is the John Cabot climbing rose. So some nice vigorous growth. Look at those thorns. This is just the rose. It's got RRDs. It's just the new growth, and it's very prickly. And then I got Robusta. That's what that is. It's supposed to get huge. 4 by 6 feet. It's going to make a beautiful hedge. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, so this is one of the beds I've got to weed. Please don't judge me. I'm only one person. So right in through here, this is like a swamp underneath all this mulch. It's so wet, it kills everything. And so I just put in some chaste bush. It's got purple flowers, and it's perennial, and it's supposed to bloom. It looks kind of like butterfly bush, and it's supposed to bloom all year long. And then I put At Last in between, so it'll be kind of an orange with a blue, and I think that'll be really pretty. So this is Grandee. This is second year bare root from Edmonds. Very happy. It's supposed to get to be quite big, and so we'll see. We will see. There's the FedEx guy here to bring me more roses, I'm sure. So ignore this. Look at all these ragweed. That's what that is. Oh, it's another scourge of the earth. You can't get rid of that stuff. Its root system underneath is insane. Hi, FedEx guy. Okay, so this is Darcy Bustle. I got a hedge of it. Now, I've had to where there's some dieback and there's some Dr. Huey growing. That's what this is Dr. Huey. And so I'll probably graft it again back onto there. But I love Darcy Bustle. But I'll be honest with you, I have a strong winds in through here. And those winds knock these canes down all the time. So I'm going to have to figure out some sort of support structure for it. Look how deep and purple those are. It looks a lot like Munstead would, except I think it's healthier, to be honest. Now, it doesn't have a fragrance. I mean, it's a strong tea fragrance, but it's not what Munstead is. It's just not. And so that's my Darcy Bustle hedge. Doesn't get a lot of attention up here because it's so far away from the house. And I'll be honest, I start close to the house, and by the time I get over here, I'm out of energy. So I got catmint in here, growing really well. Some milkweed, some daylily, some weeds. I had some sorbet peonies right here, but they've just about cleared out. And then I've got, I forget the name, it's trumpet. That's not quite right. I can't remember what the name of this is, but it's supposed to be invasive. It's not. Look where we've died and through here. I had lavender. I can't get it to come back. It's supposed to be rated to zone 6A. I say they lie. I can never get it to come back. So I just grow zinnia in here typically. So I think I had salvia back in through there, and I've got irises. And I am going to put more salvia back in through here. And maybe some more daylilies in through there. So I've got some more peonies here. They're all but petered out. And I've got this guy. What we got? I just planted this one this year. It's great big white roses, and it's supposed to get quite big. We'll see. We shall see. And so this is Centrifolia. Pretty big. Got it from High Country Roses, Village Made. And so blooms are smaller. They will get bigger. It's just because it's a baby. And this is supposed to get pretty massive. Thank you. You too. And so this one is supposed to be Madame Isaac Pierre. It is not. I don't know what it is. It came from High Country Roses. It could be a million things. They've got thousands of roses. We'll see. It does bloom continuous as far as I remember. I'm not super sure. And so down here, oh, this is La Rienne is what the name of that one is. We'll see. We'll see how that one turns out. I've had it before. Big purple, mauve blooms. Okay, so we'll go to the backyard and then we'll pretty much be done. Now, the backyard does not get much attention. Like I said, I usually start out at the beginning of the house and then I run out of energy. So you're going to see a hot mess. Don't judge me on it. It's a work in progress. But I've got Queen of Sweden back here, Claire Austin, and Molininx. Now, the Molininx, the catmint overtook him, whatever. And so I had to move 2 of them. And I got my air conditioning unit going, oh my gosh, look at all this. Oh, okay, so it's a hot mess. I don't know what that weed is, but it's also the scourge of the earth. I can't get rid of it. So it is a hot mess, and I will get it cleaned up, I promise. It's probably choking the life out of it, my roses, and I'll get her done. So this is Queen of Sweden. I had 3. I had 4, but I think 1 had RRD, so I took it out. And so I grow Claire Austin as a bush. It's rated for a climber, and it does get tall for me, but nothing like a climber. Other climbers I've had will do. So I've got some lilies in there. This is Molininx. Its blooms are all petered out. It's a mess. It is a mess. I'll get to it. And I got catmint, which has gotten massive. Look at it. It's trying to overtake everything. So this is a sadness over here. This is my Simone de Maison. So it has mosaic virus, bad. And so every year it's just gotten worse and worse. Obviously it's got lots of weeds to contend with it. I think I might just pull it and start over. This is Belinda's Dream. You can tell, so this happens all the time in storms, so it needs more support. And so this one does tend to ball up quite a bit with wet weather. But it is offered by Texas, or Antique Rose Emporium under an Earth Kind rose. But you can find it just about anywhere. Strong tea fragrance. It's a nice pink rose. This is Huntington. I had 3. This is the last one. Been choked out by weeds. Twiggy growth is what. And not the best for disease resistance. I'm kind of stingy on the blooms. It's not a favorite. Then my Graham Thomas. It's getting choked up on my clematis. So this one has a strong, complex fragrance. And I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. It's lemon and orange with a bit of myrrh in there too. It's strong. I saw at Loose Park in Kansas City, they grow this as a shrub and it works nicely for them. And so I think if you're in zone 6A or colder, you could probably get away with a shrub instead of a climber for that one. So back here, I've got Bathsheba and Wisteria growing together. So blooms are kind of spent. Here's a newer one. They usually get to be big, fat, and quartered. Very pretty. And so I got to do a better job of supporting this one. This one is Teasing Georgia. It's one of my favorite yellow climbers. So it will look, with cooler weather, more orange. This is more yellow. This is a sad-looking butterfly bush. Just ignore that one. They got transplanted and we're being dramatic. Strong tea fragrance. And so I used to have Spirit of Freedom right here. And she's died, clearly from lack of care. And so I'm going to get Kiss Me Kate. I got that one coming. It's going to replace her. So that is pretty much it. I've got a couple stragglers. They're out, but they're not blooming. Nothing interesting to look at. So that's kind of what has done well for me, what's not done well for me. I love roses, you guys. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to talk about it. I work night shift, so I may not be awake at the time you guys are, but I'll answer them whenever I can. I've had a lot of failures and I've had a lot of successes. But I love roses so much. I encourage everybody to get one. There's a rose out there for everybody. You could be as low maintenance as a knockout rose, or you can be as high maintenance as Munstead wood. But this is one of the joys of my life, other than my children. And I love growing and taking care of them. It brings me a ton of joy, and I'm happy to share that with you. Okay, well, I think that'll be it for today. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm sorry if it was a little rough. This is the first time I've done a live video tour. I'll see if there's any questions. I don't see them. Okay.